I picked the 49ers to win this game. I picked them to win 16-13. So I was sort of setting this up. I mean, I didn't want to go overboard if the Niners won because, frankly, the Niners own the Rams, at least in the regular season, at least here. I saw this coming. You know, I thought the offense would score 16. It would score 16. They scored 17. They scored the same amount of points they scored in the NFC Championship game. Nothing's changed. I feel like I was right on that. They won. I was right on that. But the defense, I thought they'd give up 13. Are you kidding? What a slap in the face to that defense to expect them to give up a touchdown? No. They gave up 3 field goals today, and they scored a touchdown. So essentially, they were -2. They gave up 2 points, essentially. So I didn't see that coming. So the defense is better than I realized. It's time to ask, are the Niners Super Bowl contenders even without Trey Lance? And I think the answer is absolutely. I mean, they have some serious injuries. Assuming Trent Williams comes back, Elijah Mitchell comes back, Jimmy Ward, Jason Verrett. I mean, if this team healthies up, how scary are they going to be? And I always thought, like, you know, they just can't win a Super Bowl with Jimmy. Jimmy's just not good enough to win a Super Bowl. Well, hold on a second. I mean, if he can play like that and manage a game and not turn the ball over, that changes things. If the defense is that good, if the defense is clearly the best defense in the league, absolutely Jimmy Garoppolo could win a Super Bowl. I mean, remember, Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. Joe Flacco won a Super Bowl. There are lots of examples of quarterbacks who were carried to championships by their defenses. Now, you have to have the best defense in the league. You have to have an all-time great defense to win a Super Bowl with a mediocre quarterback. That looked like an all-time great defense tonight. Now, to be fair, the Rams suck, and I'm going to talk about that a little later. You could argue that the Niners' off defense hasn't really been tested the way it'll be tested when they face Kansas City, Tampa, or maybe Buffalo in the Super Bowl, but this defense is crazy. And let's be clear. They've always had a great D-line. They've always had great linebackers. DeMeco Ryans is really proving that he's legit. I mean, I think he was legit last year, but he just keeps doing it week after week. This was one of his best games ever. He's really freaking good. And then they had holes on their defense. They didn't have a great secondary. They added a bunch of players this offseason. Talanoa Hufanga became a starter. Travarius Ward they signed. Diamador Lenore replaces K'Wan Williams. All those were the right calls. Everything the 49ers do with their defense, at least the last couple of years, has been dead on. Why would you question this defense? It definitely seems like the best defense in the league. I mean, 7 sacks today. The Rams could do nothing. So if they can keep this up, get healthy, and Jimmy Garoppolo can continue to manage the game and not turn the ball over, who's beating this team? It definitely seems like this is the best team Kyle Shanahan's had. It's funny, last week we were talking about, is he on the hot seat? Can he win it with this team? Well, now I'm talking about, is he going to win the Super Bowl? And I think it's not because I think he's that much better than I thought last week, although I was very impressed with him today. It just feels like the Niners have the best roster in the league. And if Kyle Shanahan's a good coach, he might be able to win a Super Bowl with the best roster in the league. If Jimmy Garoppolo is a mediocre to decent quarterback, he might be able to win a Super Bowl with the best roster in the league if he's not an arsonist. And I told you he wasn't going to do it. So I picked the Niners. I said Stafford's going to be the arsonist tonight, and he was. I mean, Stafford was dying to lose that game, and he did. And that interception he threw to Hufanga was the second one. I mean, he threw one that hit to Sean Gibson between the numbers in the end zone. So I'm looking at the Niners. They look like the best team in the division, the best team in the NFC West. You know, when they went to the Super Bowl, they won the division. Last year, they did not win the division. They had to go road game. They got tired. This year, they get a few home games in the playoffs. You know, they could win it. What is different about this team than last year? The offense, no different. But the defense is different. The defense is better. Jaquiski Tartt is gone. And Talanoa Hufanga is here. And now you've gone from a solid but unspectacular player who never makes plays in Jaquiski Tartt to an all-pro playmaker, Troy Polamalu 2.0. That's a huge upgrade. And I couldn't have been the only one that thought when Talanoa Hufanga had that pick six, like, oh, what a contrast between him and Jaquiski Tartt. Jaquiski Tartt never made that play in his life. Never would make that play in a million years. And last year, when Stafford, like, gift-wrapped him an interception in the fourth quarter of the NFC Championship game, Tartt just gave it right back. He's like, I don't want it. I'm good. Hufanga would have intercepted that pass. So all of a sudden, I'm thinking the Niners might have an all-time great defense, and why would you bet against a team with an all-time great defense? How many other teams in the league right now have a defense that looks like this?